Hello, and welcome to episode 10 of Asian Battle Royale. If you missed the last one, the most important thing you need to know is that Jordan got divided up, Iran lost some land, Kazakhstan got divided. These guys are merged. They're called the UAE, but they're still like Oman has an equal say in it, and it was happened peacefully and stuff. Also, by the way, the AAA changed their name to the UAPA. You don't have to know what that stands for, but it stands for the Universal Asian Protection Alliance. And that's what basically made a bunch of countries switch to the MPA because they felt safer with it. Even though the MPA has the leader of India, who's not democratic in this timeline. But yeah. With that, let's get right into it. Following the signing of basically an agreement between the turquoise and orange alliances that says that they're kind of the same alliance, kind of not. No, the AAA, who changed their name back at the end of the last episode, sorry, I should specify that, is going to consider that to be an act of aggression and basically tell them to end that agreement or they'll go to war right now. And the leader of India literally laughs in the face of the leader of Vietnam when he suggests that and says, "You really want to go to war? Let's go to war." And India, or I guess Myanmar technically, will have the first move as they start flooding troops into Vietnam. Korea will start invading, as Korea is actually the second most powerful member, into Mongolia, but Mongolia will have a pretty good defense and stop them pretty early, while Iran will completely get destroyed, and they will surrender because they understand their place. So they'll surrender quite early because they want to keep themselves in it. Meanwhile, Vietnam is continuing to get just obliterated as a new Chinese rebellion happens in the coast as well as on the island of Taiwan. And although Korea is doing well, they realize they're not going to be able to stand up to everyone combined. So they kind of just silently leave the war. Meanwhile, Malaysia starts trying to invade into Thailand, or I guess the Southeast Asian Federation, but it's Thai territory. And instead is going to get invaded by Indonesia, with their Bornean territory being seized because they weren't defending it because they were at war with a bigger fish. Vietnam is invaded and cut in two over here, although they do try invading into Cambodia, and that's successful, even merging this front line, but it's only a matter of time as the Chinese rebellion basically takes over all of the Chinese territory that Vietnam controls, which is very bad for them, and the north of Vietnam falls, and from there it's only a matter of time before the south of Vietnam also falls, and Malaysia as well. Let's see how this alliance gets divided up. And this is what Asia looks like after all of that warfare. We've already gotten out 2 full countries this episode, and if you're wondering, Taiwan went to the Philippines, but we're still not done yet. First of all, Georgia and Iraq got into a really big fight after Iraq didn't let Georgia take any territory in the peace treaty, and Georgia will just up and leave the Arab Accords and be led into the MPA. It looks like the MPA might finally bring peace to the Asian continent, and for like 3 years, nothing happens at all. But then, something really bad happens. Or not really bad, but something bad happens. The Iranian government is about to get overthrown. The Taliban just can't sit still for even a second. As soon as they see an opportunity to take over a country, they start doing so, as Taliban riots will take over Afghanistan, which is already an Islamic fundamentalist country, but they want a different Islamic fundamentalist government because they lost the last war. So maybe the Taliban will be better for them somehow. I don't know how that makes sense to them, but it does. And pretty quickly, all of Iran is engulfed by this war, and they replace their old government with a new government. But as quickly as that happens, the Arab Accords declare that it's not a legal government and start moving troops into Iran, after which the leader of the Taliban goes to the MPA and basically says, "Are you really going to let them do this?" And Georgia is like, "No, we shouldn't let them do this." But the rest of the MPA is like, "Yeah, no, it's not our place to stop them." And instead, Kazakhstan starts invading into them, even though the rest of the MPA told them not to, which actually gets Kazakhstan suspended from the MPA. But what are they going to do? They are just going to keep invading. And invading they do, as Iran's new government of the Taliban gets completely destroyed, and the leader of the Taliban is finally found and hung. The rest of Iran has come under the occupation of the UAE and is added as a third emirate, as the former emirates of the UAE are now like sub-emirates, if that makes any sense. So now there's three main sections of the UAE. Anyway, the original UAE, Oman, and Iran. Kazakhstan is way more powerful than they used to be. So the world is now starting to enter another state of crisis as Kazakhstan formally withdraws from the Mutual Protection Alliance following that whole fiasco. And all eyes are now fixated on Georgia as Iraqi troops start lining up on the border. The UAE officially tells Iraq not to do that, not to invade into Georgia, but Iraq and the UAE are now having a falling out, and because the UAE is more popular within their alliance, they managed to get Iraq suspended from the alliance, which is really bad because it just makes tensions with Georgia get even worse, as these two alliances come together once again to basically say, hey, no more chaos, let's stick to world peace. But it won't matter because Iraq will move their troops into Georgia, and unfortunately for Georgia, no matter how hard they try, they're not going to win in this. Just to make things extra spicy, Kazakhstan will also get involved and start moving their own troops in. It's been a pattern in this series. They've never missed an opportunity to take some free land, and today they will once again get free land because no one is going to risk attacking them. The MPA has done nothing to protect Georgia, and that makes one country, specifically Tibet, a little bit scared, and they will officially leave the MPA, which is a strange thing to do, but it is what they do. And this is the state the world ends with at the end of episode 10. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, so you don't miss it when the next video comes out. And with that, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.